Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are on this planet. It's an exciting day. It's a top day because it's a day of recognition. I'm Paul Jansen, the Executive Director of Fleetforum, and I welcome you all over the world in this day of recognition. Today, we recognize people who are instrumental for the success of organizations. Today, we will recognize drivers. Over the last almost 2 years already, the drivers had to deal with even more challenges than they would normally have. It's not an easy job to be a driver in a humanitarian organization. But with all the pandemic, let's say, restrictions, limitations, measures, it made it even harder. And still, all these drivers managed to do their job in a safe way, to do their job in a way that they could bring their passengers in a safe way to the destination. They did it by keeping themselves fit and healthy, taking care of the passengers as well, by ensuring that they would stick to the local traffic rules, that they would stick to the, let's say, 2-hour driving max before they take a break, to ensure that they continued to be fit in order to be a professional driver. So today we recognize all these drivers, but some even stood out more, and they will win one of the awards today. We also recognize today the fleet managers, because they had exactly the same challenges as the drivers had over the last 2 years. And that just on top of it, on top of their normal work, that normal work where they have to deal with all the stakeholders, the drivers, their colleagues, the program managers, the senior managers, which they all need to be successful as a fleet manager, because in the end, they have to ensure that they deliver the transport requirements of the missions and the programs in order to be successful as an organization. So today is a big day of recognition. And before we get into that, you probably will understand that developing a program like this, whether it's the Driver Recognition Program or the Fleet Manager of the Year, takes a lot of time. It needs a lot of thinking. So, and we are very happy that one of our long-term partners, the UPS Foundation, really sponsored us, funded us, supported us as well to develop the program, but also to deliver the program. So I'm very happy that Paul Mooney is here. Paul is the HR director at UPS. And you know, Paul, UPS is not just a partner of Fleetforum, but I'm very proud also to be a partner of UPS because you really lead by example. So good afternoon, it's still for you, Paul, being based in Dubai. So tell me, how does UPS look at this, at the role, the recognition of drivers?
Yeah, I think, and first of all, thanks again. It's great to be back again with the team, and great to be again here for another one of our Fleet Manager recognition programs. I think there's a number of reasons, Paul, why UPS and the UPS Foundation are so aligned to Fleetforum and to this Fleet Manager recognition program. I think a big one is, if we look at UPS as an employer, we give recognition to employees for health, wellness and safety accomplishments. One of the main ways we do that is through a thing called the Circle of Honour. And through the Circle of Honour, we recognise drivers who have achieved over 25 years of accident-free driving. And I'm proud to say today, we've got over 1,400 drivers who have achieved that elite status at UPS. But in addition, at UPS, we're committed to improving sustainability. Our support of Fleetforum is just a natural extension of our road safety and our environmental commitment, and a relationship with the humanitarian relief organisations that make up the Fleetforum members is really important to UPS on that whole sustainability drive. If you look at things like equality, diversity, equity and inclusion, is something that UPS really strongly values. Local community engagement and building capacity within the non-profit sector is really important for UPS, which is why we're really enthusiastic to support the Driver Recognition Programme and the Fleet Manager of the Year award. One thing that we're really keen to support is initiatives that show the impact around those areas. And we're delighted to see that for the first time, the driver recognition program has been scaled up to a global audience for over 3,000 humanitarian drivers from 66 countries taking part, which is really great to see, especially when we consider, how it started and how it's built up over the years. So personally, from my point of view, I'm glad to see how that's developed. I think, as you mentioned in your opening comments, I'm pretty certain that this year has been really, really tough for many, trying to navigate through all of the challenges that we've had with the pandemic. But it's truly inspirational to see that, witness the commitment and the dedication and engagement through these kind of programs that we see from the members. So final thing to say, just on behalf of UPS, I'd just like to thank all the participants. Congratulations to all the finalists, and I wish everyone a wonderful ceremony.
Great, Paul. Thank you very much. And thanks again for your support. And we will see you back later, because you will have the honor to announce the driving champions of 2021. Thanks, and see you later. And next to Paul, I would also like to thank Trish Spengler. Trish Spengler is the road safety manager and the road code project manager of the UPS Foundation. And Trish is a very strong partner of us. He always thinks with us, always gives us guidance how we can make our programs even better. So again, a big thanks to the UPS Foundation. I'm talking in English, and many people today will talk in English. But if you look at, let's say, the Show More button in your live YouTube link, you see Show More, and in that, if you click on that, you see two links. And the second link, if you click on that, you will be able to have me translate it in Spanish or French. Yeah, if you click on that link, a new tab will open, and you click English, Spanish or French, and then you just go back to the YouTube tab, and you will see me again, but you hear someone else translating me in Spanish or French. Okay. There's also a chat function. You see it next to the button, next to the live stream. You see a chat. So if you want to just make comments, cheer with people, congratulate people, make comments, or whatever you want to share, please use the chat. It would be great to see all your comments in there. Thank you. So this year's edition of the Driver Recognition Program, we had some more sponsors, partners. And some of our partners were able to meet with participating organizations, fleet managers and drivers, to really discuss with them how they could use data to transform that into information, to really how to use data to look at the performance of drivers, to how to use data to get insight in your gaps, get insight in where you can do it better. So I'm really grateful for the support of CLS, Vitron and Terramar, our sponsors. And I also want to thank Transate, our knowledge partner. Transate supported us with the knowledge test in even 8 languages. So we were able to facilitate participation of as many drivers in the sector as possible. So 3,000 drivers we had. Close to 3,000 drivers. So we're happy that all these drivers participated. And we will see later who will be the winners. And there are more winners. Today we will celebrate actually 4 different types of challenges. We will start with the Data Wizard Award. We will have a Leadership Challenge Award, the Fleet Manager of the Year, and then not 1, but even 2 Driving Champions Awards. So, and we will start with the Fleet Manager of the Year. And this is not just an announcement. Fleet Manager of the Year is a voting process. So we asked fleet managers to apply to say, I want to be the Fleet Manager of the Year, or someone nominated a colleague to be the Fleet Manager of the Year. And they said, well, okay, if you think that this person should be the Fleet Manager of the Year, look at those 5 topics. Where is this nominee? Is he or she able to make the most out of the challenging situation, especially the situation where we are in now, and also look at opportunities? Did they show leadership in the broadest sense of the meaning of leadership? Did they introduce innovations to improve their fleet operations? And could they show, let's say, quantifiable impact of all their efforts? So it's not easy to be, let's say, the fleet manager of the year. Last year was the first time we had the Fleet Manager of the Year award. We had a winner, Ebuka from WHO in Nigeria. And I would like to hear from Ebuka what it meant to him to be the winner of the first Fleet Manager of the Year award. Ebuka.
I'll say winning the 2020 UPS Fleet Manager of the Year award has greatly increased my scope, my reach, my skill set, and my knowledge in fleet management. It has also given a well-deserved recognition to WHO Global Fleet Management Styles. Thank you.
It was great, and thank you, Ebuka. And we're still proud that you were the first winner last year of the Fleet Manager of the Year award. So we had many applications this year, and it was not easy because it's really, I'm very excited to see that there are so many good fleet managers out there being nominated mostly by colleagues who say, well, this person should win it. We finally selected 3 finalists. And here they are on the screen. So we have Alia and Blessing from WFP and Sudan. And I'm very happy that is because still fleet management in the humanitarian sector is male dominated. So I'm very happy that we have Alia and Blessing as females coming into the sector, take a prominent position, let's say, in our sector. And they are really very strong in looking at how they can improve road safety, which is a big challenge for them. How they identify their gaps, they define interventions, they deal with their stakeholders to do that. Kenneth from IOM Kenya. Some people say Kenneth is like one of the organizational gurus. Peter Drucker once said, what's not measured cannot be managed. And I would say Kenneth is the person who lives along those lines. Kenneth is really good in analyzing data, getting information out of it, identifying where he can improve, and also deal with those improvements with the stakeholders. So he's not, let's say, a desktop or a computer manager, but he knows how to translate the data into practical interventions. And then we have Walter Fayas Bonilla from the Red Cross Costa Rica. And Walter was able to link fleet management performance to the strategic objectives of Red Cross in Costa Rica. And that with a fleet of over 700 vehicles in only one country. So, what are we going to do now? We're going to vote. And let me explain to you, let's say, how the voting works. But before I will explain that to you, we said we have 3 finalists out of a large group of nominees. But unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, Alia and Blessing were not able to provide us with a video of why, let's say, they and their stakeholders think they would have won. So we really encourage them to apply again next year, to give another try to win the Fleet Manager of the Year award. So what we will do today is look at 2 videos of Kenneth and Walter. And then it's up to you to decide who will be the winner. And I will explain that to you, let's say, after the videos. But let's first play the 2 videos of Walter and Kenneth.
My name is Kenneth Osengo, Fleet Manager, IOM Kenya.
Kenneth has introduced some improvements to the fleet management of IOM Kenya. Kenneth should be awarded the Fleet Manager of the Year 2021 because of the following reasons. Firstly, Increased efficiency in fleet use achieved by timely maintenance, which resulted to availability of vehicles for field missions.
Service scheduling has enabled us always get vehicles in time.
With no vehicles breakdown.
Ever since he joined the organization, the transport department is now better managed and better planned.
Ken is known for his capability to multitask.
Not at any one time will you ever request for transport and you will be shunned away.
Ken is the only manager I've met who give drivers an opportunity to grow.
He has a team that is very friendly, very courteous, with good driving skills, and also a safety conscious.
And no reputational damage to the organization as no serious accidents happened.
He has strong ability to prioritize activities. For instance, combining errands, which has significantly reduced fleet costs.
Improved cost efficiency realized by monitoring and analyzing fleet management and maintenance reports. Fuel cost savings attained due to reduced consumption as a direct result of driver training as well as reduced vehicle idling.
One good example is whereby we drivers used to believe that the buses we have should always run in the morning for some time as a way of warming the engine. But it was realized that as this was happening, fuel was unnecessarily used and it was not very necessary to run the bus in the morning.
And maintenance cost savings realized as a result of timely preventive maintenance. These improvements have resulted to reduced carbon emissions and increased fleet safety. I believe Kennedy deserves this award.
This is why I should be Fleet Manager of the Year 2021.
The Costa Rican Red Cross works on disaster preparedness, emergency response, community health, and environmental protection. Today, from all the structures of the National Society, we continue to work on the implementation of transformative climate actions, improving the well-being of people, communities, and ecosystems. Our objective has been to achieve an environmental friendly, safe, and efficient vehicle fleet, thanks to the vision of our fleet manager. We have already generated positive results, but we will continue striving to turn the vehicle fleet of our institution one of the best.
The Costa Rican Red Cross has more than 700 vehicles distributed in 111 committees throughout the territory. Under the direction of the fleet manager, each of the branches has worked for the strengthening in the sustainable development of the vehicle fleet management. This has allowed us to implement actions that contribute to improving our services as a humanitarian institution. Installing a vehicle tracking software has helped us to have better control of critical indicators and thus take the necessary measures to contribute to the protection of the environment.
All the drivers have collaborated to ensure that improvements in our vehicle fleet are not only achieved efficiently but also allow us to meet the objectives in the reduction of pollutant emissions, reduction of accidents and fuel consumption. In addition, thanks to the training, drivers are more aware of the importance of reducing fuel consumption to contribute to a cleaner planet.
Fleet Manager Walter Fallas has been showing great example within the Red Cross Red Crescent movement on how improving fleet management can prevent road traffic deaths, contribute to cost savings and reducing CO2 emissions. Walter is truly an inspiration to other fleet managers, and thanks to him, we have been able to raise awareness of the important role that fleet management plays within the movement.
Somos la Cruz Roja Costarricense.
You will agree with me that it will be hard to make a decision who will be the Fleet Manager of the Year 2021. It is actually interesting to see, because I know both Walter and Kennedy, and they both have a background in the corporate sector. That's where they started their fleet management career, before they entered the humanitarian space, the humanitarian sector. So they brought the experience and combined it with the experience in the humanitarian sector to be a great fleet manager. And who knows who will be the Fleet Manager of the Year. So there's one question that we want to ask you. One question only that you need to answer. Which fleet manager was most successful in driving change with their stakeholders? Kennedy or Walter? Walter or Kennedy? Who was most successful? Let me tell you how we're going to do this. So again, if you look next to, let's say, under the Show More button, what you could do with the translation. If you click on the Show More button, you see there's a link, the first link that you see. If you click on that link, then you will go into a poll where you can vote. And you can vote for Kennedy or Walter or for Kennedy. And the question is, who was most successful to drive change with their stakeholders? Yeah. So we're going to do it now. The voting is open, and we give you 15 minutes of your time to vote. Yeah. So think about it. Who was the most successful? Walter or Kennedy? Kennedy or Walter? And then in 15 minutes from now, we will announce it. So we will build up the tension. And in 15 minutes from now, we know who will be the winner. And in the 15 minutes, we're not going to wait because there's so many other challenges and awards and recognition that we need to do. So the next one is the, let's say, the Data Wizard Challenge. Last year, let's say the Drive Recognition Program, let me say it like this. The Drive Recognition Program always has been a program with a final event. And it was the Driver Recognition Program Eastern and Southern Africa. And this year was the first year when we went global. And if you look at how we did it globally, we had people from 66 countries, 41 different organizations participating, and almost 3,000 drivers, as we said. And we started with, to be exactly, 2,888 drivers, 66 countries. And in the end, 74 drivers made it to the final. So the first round was based on a knowledge test. We used a knowledge test to look at them, and we also asked the managers to develop a recognition scheme. So how can you use data to look at driving behavior? So knowledge is one, driver behavior is second. So we asked all these managers to develop a framework that you can use to capture data of driving behavior and to also take that into account to select your nominee for the final. And there, 74 drivers came out, and they are the finalists. And 2 of them today will be the driving champions of 2021. So the recognition scheme that we asked fleet managers to draft was important. It was really to set up how do you use your data? How do you collect it? And what frequency do you collect it? How do you translate that data into information? How do you do it in a way that drivers really understand what they need to do? That they understand what success looks like, what good looks like. That they understand what you mean and that they can relay that to your data and your framework to recognize driver. It's extremely important to be recognized for good behavior and of course also to see where you can still improve. So that was the challenge for all the managers. And many fleet managers sent us their frameworks and say how they would use that data, how they looked at driving behavior, how they used it to recognize drivers, how they used it to improve performance of drivers. And we were really very happily surprised by the professionalism of many of these frameworks that we will see. But in the end, there can only be one winner. And I am proud to be able to announce that the winner of the Data Wizard Challenge is John Obara from the Kenya Red Cross. Yoo-hoo, John, there you are. Cool, congratulations, John. Well done, great job.
Thank you so much.
So tell me, what was so special about your, let's say, your framework? What made it so successful? Your recognition.
Okay, thank you so much. As you have mentioned, my name is John Obara. I work for the Kenya Red Cross. Currently, I'm in charge of 3 regions. And actually, I'm so passionate and enthusiastic about data. And so you see, data tells a story. And what I've been doing is that from our VTS systems, I usually go back to them, get the data, try to analyze them, because we have parameters we have set in those data specifics that actually guide us on what we are supposed to do. Then for me, data has formed a basis of driver feedback, driver evaluation, and actually identification of even the training needs. And again, use of data has enabled me to manage performance and the driver recognition program that I'm starting in a small way in my regions. Gradually, I'll graduate to the national level, then maybe we can do the whole country and even for the whole region. And actually, for my quick wins in terms of data, since I started interacting with Free Forum, as largely informed by the reduction of accidents, effective fleet control, we have evaluation of driver performance. I can be able to reduce fuel and maintenance costs in the terms of the way I give feedback to the drivers. And actually, there is a general accountable use of logistical resources. Basically, in my area of jurisdiction, I've used those parameters to really interpret data to make some meaning in terms of how I manage my fleet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John, and keep up the good work. Excellent. You're an example for other fleet managers. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. That was the first of the awards, but definitely not the last one. There are 3 more to go. So this was a great one. It's also an example of how a manager can use data to really recognize the performance of drivers and make them enthusiastic, keep them, let's say, engaged with the organization, aligned with the objectives of the organizations, and do everything to behave in a safe way. So we are very proud to host the driver recognition program, but in the end, there's nothing better than being recognized as a driver by country management of your organization. In the end, that is where you deal with day in, day out. The country manager is the leader of an organization in a country, and she or he has to ensure that she builds an environment, or he builds an environment where people can be successful, drivers and fleet managers. So we asked leaders, country directors, country managers of organizations to send in their video and how they look at leadership related to driver recognition. And we selected, finally, the winner of the Leadership Challenge Award. And this manager, this country director, is very strong in looking at road safety, what she can do to, let's say, create this environment where everyone can perform in a very safe way. And not just safety for drivers and passengers, but also safety for the communities, realizing how important it is to be there and protect the community in which they work. So let us listen to the winner of the Leadership Challenge 2021.
¿Por qué las conductoras que nosotros tenemos en el IRC son las mejores? Porque siempre velan por el bienestar y la seguridad de sus colegas. No solo se aseguran que lleguemos a tiempo a las actividades que tenemos que realizar, sino que lo hagamos con las mejores condiciones de bioseguridad y siempre cuidan de nuestras vidas, de las de nuestras familias y de las comunidades a las que atendemos y servimos. Se preocupan por la seguridad vial de los ciudadanos que nos rodean en los vehículos en los que nos transportamos. Su sentido de responsabilidad y de servicio es el mejor que yo he visto en colaboradores como ellas. Por eso me siento tan agradecida por la labor que hacen. Muchas gracias por su trabajo.
The winner of the Leadership Challenge 2021 is Marianne Mengivar of IRC Colombia. Congratulations, Marianne. Keep up the good work. You are an example for other leaders in the sector and really know how to recognize good behavior of your people. We just heard that still people come into the ceremony. They missed part of it. They still can see some exciting parts of it. So great that you are all here. But maybe to remind some people, we just explained how the voting for the Fleet Manager of the Year works. And the people who come in just now, well, if you look at in your YouTube, there is below, let's say, the screen where you see me, there is a button which says Show More. If you click on Show More, then there's a screen which says with 2 links. The first link, the top link, if you click on that, then you can vote. And you go to a screen where there's only one question raised, where you can vote for the Fleet Manager of the Year 2021. Walter or Kennethy or Walter. Yeah? This is the screen that you will get. Only one answered the question. Which Fleet Manager was most successful in driving change with their stakeholders? Okay, so voting is still open. Not very long anymore, but it is still open. And we're getting there. And it's great that we can have the full fleet community in the humanitarian sector vote for the best Fleet Manager of the Year. I'm really, really, really excited. So I hope that people still were able to vote, the people who just came in, because I'm counting down now on the voting. So your last opportunities for voting, because within 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second, and voting is closed now. So that means that we have a winner. You just don't know who it is. You know, I don't know who it is either. So, but I will be, let's say, supported by someone who will bring me an envelope soon and tell me who the winner of the Fleet Manager of the Year award is. And before we announce that, go. So, ta-da! I have an envelope here. Oh, this is so exciting. I think it's so exciting. Oh, they make it even more difficult because I have to really open it. The winner of the Fleet Manager of the Year Award 2021 is Walter Vallas Bonilla from the Red Cross Costa Rica. Walter, congratulations. You did it. You are the Fleet Manager of the Year 2021.
Hello, everyone. Well, I still can't believe it yet. So thank you very much. I am so overwhelmed to have been selected for you all to receive the Fleet Manager of the Year award. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for my nomination. We have invested so much effort and time, also tears and joy on our fleet project. And in the name of the Costa Rican Red Cross, I feel so honored to see our work being recognized by this way, by the Fleet Forum. To accomplish this accomplishment is not something I did alone. I would like to thank our managers, staff, board members, co-workers, volunteers, drivers, of course, family, and God. Without their support, this wouldn't be possible. Thank you for the fleet management staff from IFRC who nominated me for this award, especially for Carl that support me a lot on this. Last but not least, thank you Fleet Forum for offering a recognition to the humanitarian organizations that work in small countries. I hope this recognition can serve as an inspiration to other organizations to accomplish their objectives on fleet management. There is no need to have a considerable budget. It's just about establishing the main goals in the midterm and trying to accomplish them step by step while demonstrating it with numbers and statistical. That's something that Paul said before. So, all right, thank you very much. I guess I will continue my efforts to make a difference in the transport investigations and technology implementation on the fleet, and look forward to developing an innovative solution on the fleet management. So thank you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you, Walter. And again, congratulations. You did a great job. It's impressive what you achieved in Costa Rica in a period of, I would say, only 4 years. From the moment you started to really transform the fleet management performance of Costa Rica. Thank you again, and have a great celebration with your team. Hey. Bye, Walter.
Thanks to you.
Bye-bye.
Right, bye.
Okay, well, that's, we're almost halfway. So there's more people to recognize. So, the driving championship, there's 2. So what we did, what we did is we used, let's say in the second round when we had the 74 finalists, they all used an app which is called Driver Seat. What Driver Seat does is actually, it's an app to measure safe behavior. It tracks your behavior in a way whether you use your mobile telephone, of which we all know that's extremely dangerous, while driving, of course, whether you overspeed, or whether you take your breaks every 2 hours, take a rest to continue to be fit to drive. That's what the app does. And this app, we used it in the driver recognition program, but it's also interesting if you didn't participate or if you did participate and want to continue using it, because it's an app that you can really use as a driver yourself, because you're in control. You get, let's say, the data and the performance of yourself every day in a summary. And if you haven't used it yet, and you haven't participated, for example, in the final of the driver recognition program, have a look at what this driver app can do for you. This is Driver Seat, the app that we used for the 74 finalists. We heard from some of the finalists that they experienced some technical challenges, and we're very happy and grateful that they informed us about it, gave us feedback about it, so we were able to deal with these technical challenges and solve it. But we also faced another challenge. We have drivers who drive in very dense urban cities, but we also drivers who drive in remote areas where connectivity doesn't even exist. There's no network at all. So that made it hard for all the drivers participating in programs to really rely on the driver app that is, let's say, dependent on connectivity. So what we did is we decided that we have two winners, two driving champions 2021. One is based on the knowledge test, and these drivers could get additional bonus points if they would send in a nice picture of their team, a team picture, or if they could come up with road safety slogans that they could use in their own organization. And the other driving champion is based on the data that we got from Driver Seat, the app. So, two drivers. Two driving champions 2021. And I think it's about time that we look into the first winner. So Paul is here again. And Paul, the honor is yours to announce first winner, the first driving champion 2021.
Thank you, Paul. So the winner is Felipe Adjano from UNICEF Togo. Well done, Felipe.
Look at that. Great, great, great. Felipe, you're there. Good to see you. Congratulations. Well done. You did a great job. Just imagine, you won in a group of almost 3,000 drivers. So then you must be an extraordinarily good driver. So congratulations.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
De rien. Okay. Applaud to you. Applaud to you. And I see your country director is there as well.
Dear sir, dear all colleagues, I am so delighted today to be in this celebration and to celebrate Folivi and all the drivers of our team. But as we are a Francophone, I will continue in French and I put my speech in the chat. So you will have it and you could follow with what I put in the chat for you.
Great, great, great.
I think it is great for my colleagues to hear me speaking in French.
Definitely.
So again, bonjour à tous. Avec beaucoup de fierté, je tiens à adresser mes sincères félicitations à Folivi, à tous nos chauffeurs ainsi qu'à leur superviseur, Chiara Uralata. Ces félicitations sont pour le groupe Choc d'appui, Isaac et Kofi et tout le bureau du Togo. Ce trophée est le symbole de l'excellence, valeur cardinale du bureau de l'UNICEF au Togo. Aujourd'hui, c'est toi, Folivi, qui décroche le premier Fleet Forum. Après une première participation, c'est ta première fois de participer. Pour nous, il s'agit du couronnement et de la reconnaissance du travail de nos hommes en bleu. Nous en avons 7 et tous peuvent être fiers de cet award. Je voudrais donc dédier ce trophée à tous les enfants du monde et spécialement ceux vivant au Togo. Un trophée qui honore les engagements de l'UNICEF au moment où notre institution célèbre les 75 ans. Ce prix représente pour nous la foi en la cause des enfants, la volonté sacrée de servir les enfants et l'engagement à une noble mission. À l'UNICEF au Togo, nous sommes et nous croyons à l'excellence que nous mettons au cœur de toutes nos actions et initiatives. C'est avec fierté que je dis que l'excellence a gagné aujourd'hui à travers toi, Folivi, et pour les enfants. Grâce à toi, le drapeau que vous voyez derrière moi brille. Ce drapeau togolais flotte haut avec le blanc de la pureté, le rouge de la rage pour un travail bien fait, le jaune de la foi pour un avenir meilleur et le vert de la prospérité. Folivi a relevé ce défi avec beaucoup d'émotion, avec les soutiens des collègues du bureau et du senior management. Et aujourd'hui, Folivi fait notre fierté. Je saisis l'occasion pour féliciter les autres chauffeurs qui ont pris part à la compétition et qui n'ont pas démérité. Bravo à tous.
Great, 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 great. Thank you very much. And Folivi, you are the first French-speaking driver winner of this award. And I hope that many will follow. And indeed, it's great that you were recognized by your country director in French as well. And because that also shows it's a great international program, but it also shows that it's important to have this recognition from your country director. So again, have a great celebration today. Congratulations and enjoy your award. Okay, thank you. The winners of the Driving Champion Award and also the Fleet Manager of the Year Award, they, of course, they get that trophy and their awards. But next to that, we will give them $300 as well, which they can use to further build their capacity. They can train themselves. They can buy a training or a course. They can also use it, for example, for education of their children or their beloved ones. And so it's really because we want to encourage continuous education and training of our drivers and managers, but also of the communities, of the kids, the children of our drivers and managers. So we are getting to the last moment, the last winner, the second driving champion of 2021. And we used, like we said, we used the driver seat, the app for that. So what we looked at is we looked at overspeeding, we looked at use of mobile phone, and we looked at fatigue, what we said. So do you have breaks every 2 hours? And so if you look at the total numbers, there were about 50,000 kilometers driven. And in these 50,000 kilometers, there were 4 mobile usage events. I would almost say only for events. You really understand that that is not done. It's extremely dangerous to use your mobile phone. So I'm happy that you can use this app, that people can use it to control themselves as well. So have a look at it if you don't use it yet, or continue using it if you used it. So based on the performance of the drivers who use the app and who had the connectivity to use the app, we have the second driving champion winner of 2021. And again, I go to Paul, because it's your honor again to announce the second winner of the Driving Champion Award 2021.
Thank you, Paul. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the second winner is Issa Bayamukama from CRS Uganda. Well done, Issa.
Yoo-hoo! Great, great, great. Congratulations, Issa. Congratulations. I see you're there with us. So tell me, what does it feel? How does it feel to be the winner?
Yeah, of course, I'm happy to be the winner of 2021 Driver Recognition Program. And I really thank Fleet Forum for such a program, which is always there every year, and also for recognizing drivers for their role they play in the humanitarian sector. So for that, I thank also the CRS management for the support that has made me really reach up to the top. I really thank them. Thank you.
Thank you, Issa. Great, great, great. And again, congratulations. And I see Ian is there as well with you.
Yeah, so I wanted to just congratulate Issa. Issa joined us back in 2017, and really early on, he showed his enthusiasm. In 2018, he actually ranked as one of the highest drivers or best performing drivers in Eastern and Southern Africa. So I think I just want to recognize that these awards encourage people to continue doing the best they are doing and to do better than sometimes they even realize they themselves can do. And I think that's really key, because we recognize that our drivers are key to our safety, to our costing, but also to environment when we think about safe driving. So yeah, I really want to appreciate it. And one of the things that I was thinking about was I was looking at Google for quotes, and this one came to mind. I want to recognize Issa. There are never any traffic jams in the extra mile. So thank you very much. You've excelled extremely well. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Issa. Thank you, Ian. And actually, I really like that quote. There's never any traffic jams in the extra mile. And that is indeed, the extra mile is where drivers, but also fleet managers, can really step out, let's say, of the gray zone of people performing in a normal way, but really going the extra mile, really doing this additional effort to be successful and to support the organization. It's almost sad to realize that we are at the end of this great recognition program. So we recognized a data wizard. We recognized leadership. We chose the Fleet Manager of the Year, and we chose the Driving Champions of 2021. I'm very happy that so many people participated, and also today that there's so many people who joined us in this ceremony to recognize all the drivers, to recognize all the fleet managers, and of course, especially recognize the winners of today. We hope that next year the drivers will continue again or participate again in the driver recognition program. Keep an eye on our communication. Around April, May, we will start again next year with the driver recognition program 2022. And again, recognizing drivers is not just part of a program, it's a daily job of managers and country directors. And we see more and more managers realizing that how successful they can be. And how, like we heard Ian just saying, that it really encourages people to make the extra step, to go the extra mile. And we hope that that will happen on a daily basis of all our drivers and all our fleet managers. I want to thank you again all for joining us today. I loved it, and it's great to see all the smiling faces, the happy winners of today. But again, we are all winners, all drivers and all fleet managers today. Thank you for joining, and we will share videos, articles of everything that happened today via social media. So keep an eye on us, and we will see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.